Okay, we are in Hainan, and we're in our first Didi of the trip. Didi is the Chinese version of Uber or Grab or whatever you use back home. They call Hainan the Hawaii of China because it's on the same latitude line, and it is very much similar. I suppose a small island on that latitude line, but today's weather's not so good. Now, journey was pretty hellish, but that's my doing. I booked the flight at 4 o'clock in the morning because significantly cheaper than booking it for a normal daytime one. But then it was delayed by an hour and 10 minutes, so it's actually not terrible for us because we can get to the hotel. We probably won't be able to check in anyway, but it does mean that we can get rid of our bag. So using Didi was great. I didn't even have my card set up, but before I left, I'd set up a Wise card specifically for this trip. It just basically is a virtual card. I opened up the Alipay app and set up an account with that. Also with WeChat or WeChat, I think they call it here, which I've opened up, but I have not yet used either. But Didi is within the Alipay thing. There's also a translate app and all sorts of other things which I'm going to have to discover on this trip. But the important thing is we're here. Our first task really is going to be, if we can get in a hotel, we're going to go straight. Well, I'm going straight for a shower, then I'm going to sleep till the evening because we're tired. And if we can't get in a hotel, we're just going to find a coffee shop and chill for a few hours until we can get into the hotel. So I'm going to go off to our hotel. It's a very nice car. I don't know if Kia is the brand make. I like it. I don't know what that means. Is that you unlock the door? Probably not. It's very nice. Very modern, very quiet. Using Didi was excellent. I had something to be aware of. Lots of taxi totes, and one guy showed me his phone and he translated to say I'm a Didi driver. And I said, okay, tell me how much. So he asked me where we're going. I told him, and then he showed me a price which was 115 yuan. And Didi was telling me it's going to be like 31. So, you know. However, there may be other charges, I'm not sure. There's cameras. I don't quite understand how it works yet, but we're going to find out. But anyway, we're paying with our card. Why? It's set up specifically for this trip, which is perfect. That's what I want to do, because that means once this trip is finished, I can just cancel that card. It's a virtual card anyway. Cancel the card, and then, well, actually, I just freeze it, and then I can reignite it if I come back to China. And that's the way I roll. So I've got the crafty nana with me. Tired crafty nana, tired old Hector, and we're off and running, and it's quite nice because it's quite relaxed. It's very early in the morning, 10:30 now in the morning, but really looking forward to what Hainan can offer us. After that, we are going to spend some time in Thailand before heading back, hopefully, to Malaysia. Hello. Okay, so here's the deal. Done it again. I've managed to book a hotel which claimed to have a pool, and when I get here it doesn't have a pool that works. This is becoming a bit of a theme for places that we go to. I think it's about the third hotel recently that the hotel on trip that they had a pool, and I get there and it's either an empty pool, empty and a closed pool, or just a closed pool. This one, it's first excuse I got, so we've got no lifeguard, and I said, well, would it be open tomorrow? So well, I've got no water in it either. So yeah, that ain't been used for a long time. My first walk here. It's raining in the Hawaii of China. It's raining. So I've been up all night basically. I slept for a little bit on the plane, but you know, sleeping on a plane isn't easy. And I thought I'd go back to the hotel room and sleep when we checked in, but I've just spent all sorts of time with the young ladies at reception trying to get
translation working on my Alipay. They couldn't do it, I couldn't do it. They recommended a couple of other apps, they both wanted to pay, and they said don't do that. And then I went on, well, I did a Google search, and somebody on a Facebook forum actually showing how to do it, which took 2 minutes, 30 seconds. So I have Translate working now. I have Google, Alipay working, I think. And I thought I'd go out, I think I saw a mall down here, get out of the rain, and just get a bit of a taste for this. My camera's getting wet, which isn't a good thing, but should be okay. It's not pissing down. I don't know what that place is. I'll find out another day. So I left my wife asleep. If I sleep now, I won't be able to sleep tonight. So I'm just going to go out for an hour or two, have a wander around and see what I can. What they got. One good thing about Malaysia, the Mat Rempis have noisy bikes. These are electric, and people come along the pavements and you can't hear them. Now, I'm trying to find out, I don't know which side my hotel room is, because I saw a mall outside the hotel, or near the hotel, but I don't know which side my window is on. So it could be anywhere. Right. Oh, I can see it. I think I see one now. Oh, we'll keep it going for a bit then. First impressions are, this ain't no Hawaii, but that is first impressions. And there are places like the place right down the other south of this island called Sanya, which is meant to be all very beachy. Unfortunately, it's full of Russians. And even before what's been going on with Ukraine, I was not a fan. So even though we may go there, I'll try to avoid them. Why aren't you a fan of them, you may ask? Don't bother asking me, I won't tell you. But don't like them, don't trust them, never will. So there we go. So we're going to try and find a place later for food. But first I want to find somewhere out of the rain. So why are we here? Why Hainan? I'll tell you. So those of you that know that although I stay mainly in Malaysia, I don't have any right to stay there beyond a tourist visa. So I have to go travelling, and well, they don't go slow either. I don't try to cheat, so we go out for a while. We don't go out for a day and come back, because we don't want to endanger our time staying in Malaysia by taking advantage of it. So I had to go travelling, and I was looking for a cheap place, and it just so happened that like the flight from Singapore, not from Johor, which was sad, but the flight from Singapore was a lot cheaper than the flight from Singapore to Hainan. So I thought, let's give it a go. Right, we're going to look in here, Miland or N Park, I don't know which one it is, see if there's any, well anyway, just have a wander around out of the rain really. And I've got another one here, be another mall. The weather is black, it ain't going to change, that's for sure. Right, we've got red light on me for walking. I see a Luckin Coffee. Be a chance to try out my Alipay as well. One go, here we go. Crossing the road. Taxi in was an electric Chinese car, a brand I've never heard of. But it was quiet, it was comfortable. It was pretty spectacular. It's just called M Park, not Milan, by the look of it. So yeah, the Chinese, they've got most of us beat with their cars right now. Absolute quality. That's another mall there. Alright, well, I don't want to spend the whole holiday in malls, but I don't want to spend the whole holiday getting wet either. And my wife certainly isn't going to want to wander around me getting soaking wet while and plus she doesn't want to wander forever. That's my job. Shop out. Now I have been to China before. I've been to Macau, I've been to Hong Kong. They're both technically China, but I've also been to Shenzhen on the same trip. But that was 16, 17 years ago. Been a lot of changes since then, I'm sure. A whole different world. So, here we go. Oh, that's nice. Cool air. Bloody giant bear. So the girls at reception were trying to help me make my Alipay work. I was trying to get the microphone to work so I could use Translate on Alipay. They have a Translate app. But it would only let me type in. It wouldn't. Every time I pushed the microphone button, it said, give microphone permission. If you go to the apps and then Alipay, there was no microphone. So they were confused, I was confused. We were doing it all through their Translate app and me trying to how to type it on Google Translate. And we were there for like 20 minutes. They were very helpful, very patient, but we couldn't get it to work. So I said, okay, I'll go up to the room and I'll have a look. And then I went on Google, and Google pointed me to a Facebook conversation. And that Facebook conversation basically said, well, what I did was this. And it took me 30 seconds from that. Absolutely lovely. Right.
So it's our first night in Hainan, and we are ordering our first food, having worked out how to order using the QR code there, which takes us to Alipay, and then ordering through Alipay and pay for Alipay. But we're coming to, I don't even know what this place is called. Here, in the shopping mall. Bella.
The restaurant's called Bella.
Bella is like a place. Anyway, we've got oxtail soup, which is bloody delicious. We've got Yantin fries or
Vietnamese fries.
We've got like a batter there. We've got a salad. We've got Corona. Everything is delicious. My wife's had a lemon sort of weird
Calamansi.
Plus drink, absolutely delicious. Trying it first straight off the bat in a mall has served an amazing meal. I'm pleased. Oh, all of this on the table, including the drinks, 125 ringgit.
It's a Silver Fox vlog. If you would like to support my adventures, it's a Silver Fox vlog. If you would like to support my adventures.